Luke Cage, Episode 9, DWYCK. Love this episode because we got to see more of Mariah kind of really doing her thing, and also we got to see a really, it's not exactly a personal side for his character, but we just got to see a ton more of Diamondback, and we did learn a little bit about him where Luke is like, he's kind of crazy, so he can't possibly be my actual brother, but we still don't get a lot of answers as to exactly how they knew each other. It was just like, oh, he was my best friend when I was a kid, and he's kind of messed up. And when he said that, I was like, that must be why he didn't, stick with him. It was kind of one of those things where Luke felt like he couldn't handle whatever it was that Diamondback was going through at the time, and he's like, he's crazy, like he can't, be my brother. So I like getting to see more of Diamondback, and he was coming in and he's really taking over Harlem's Paradise and everything. And there's the moment when he walks in after everyone's like, yeah, we couldn't find Luke Cage, and he goes in and he's talking to them and stuff, and he like shoots the guy in the arm. Just that's like his message, like, see, follow the smoke and stuff. And I'm just like, he did all that just to make a point. So he does that, and then he kind of threatens Shades, like, did you really think I would leave all of this just to you? And he puts the gun to his head, like, why shouldn't I kill you right now? As he's kind of just having his crazy moment, I guess. But Zip does come in, and I would assume he actually did end up saving Shade's life, during that scene. And things continue on. Diamondback just has kind of the goons pretty much go out and try to find Luke Cage, who is not only wounded but now has a second bullet wound with the spot in his shoulder. Both of which, by the end of the episode at least, are actually starting to heal, as well as, well, not even really heal, but they healed enough to the point where they just flat out got infected. So he's really screwed. Fortunately, he is able to make his way to Claire, who is doing a ton of research, and she's looking up like the structure of seashells and stuff to figure out his DNA, which I thought was a really cool moment. And she's able to help him by taking him back to the doctor that used to work with Reva, who did the experiments. So they get to him and they work together, and it's like the only way basically to cure you is to redo the whole experiment. But the main problem that they have was the fact that the prison guard, he just randomly messed with the machine, so he has, the doc has no idea what the temperature was that set off the catalyst within Luke to kind of give him those superpowers. So of course, in the way they ended, I was like, I don't know why they bothered to end it that way, but obviously he's not actually going to die. So I assume it's going to work out for him. I don't know if he has any, different powers, or if they're going to do something like that where he's even stronger now than he was the first time or anything like that. But of course, the way they do it, he puts up the black power face basically, and then he dies. But naturally, he's going to be alive in the next episode. Like, if this was a different character, it'd be like, all right, I could probably see that happening. Like, that happening might actually work out. It could happen. But the main character is not going to die in his own show. It's not like a series finale sort of thing, or even the season finale, and they end it that way, which I still wouldn't believe, because they have to do the Defenders. Like, I don't know why they even bothered making that sort of episode, ending episode sort of cliffhanger. And it's just like, all right, he's the main character. The show is named after him. We know he's going to survive and be in the Defenders and everything. But still, I'm excited to see, what they do once he's out of the machine, because I think they might get a little bit more backstory for Luke and Reva, and really the experiment in general, because when he was talking to the doctor, he was like, yeah, she begged me to do this, but you were already pegged. And he was like, she didn't tell you any of this. And they had the scene during the flashback episode where she explains, like, I will tell you everything. So she, that moment was kind of like, okay, so she never actually got the chance to tell him all this stuff about, the experiment or anything. So I thought that was interesting. It was like, all right, so that kind of leaves it open for us to find out, most likely in the next episode when he continues to talk with the doctor, like, this is what the experiment was truly for. This is how it failed in the past, and like he said, it may just be in your DNA. It may only be you, that was even remotely capable of having this actually happen. So we might get some more information about that in the next episode. Diamondback kind of going on this, sort of mini rampage, and possibly being Luke's actual brother, but also probably not being his brother and being crazy at the same time. I don't know where they're taking that. we got rid of Cottonmouth, who was like, our big bad, and now we have Diamondback, and I just don't know what to expect from this dude. Like, first off, he knew who Luke was from his past. They used to be best friends. He may or may not be his brother, but Luke thinks that he's actually crazy, which he might be, because Luke would know that from their past, so he might legitimately be insane. So I don't really know what to think of this guy. I don't really know how they're going to play it, but I am excited for it. And his actions were a huge factor in this episode for Misty's side of the story, where she's basically talking to kind of like the cop psychiatrist to make sure that she's good to go out in the field again. And I liked her portion. She kind of lost it on Claire. She lost it naturally. She lost her cool, plain and simple. So she had to go through some stuff and kind of relive her past, which I thought, what got her into being a cop, which was naturally a really tragic story. And, that drive to actually be someone good. And then the guy mentions her credentials. He was like, you probably could have been like a federal agent. You wouldn't even be just an investigator. You could have been like a federal agent with, your resume. But she chose to kind of stay where the action was because she wanted to actually help the people, the people in the street. So I was like, all right, that's really cool. It gives, a bit more insight as to who she is and why she chose to actually become a cop. So I really enjoyed that portion, getting to know a little bit more about her and her kind of going through the paces and realizing that she kind of just took things way too far and she lost that bit of control that she really did want. And, when she actually realized that, she is allowed to go back out. And she still has to go after Luke Cage because it's like, we don't know who this random dude is that, used your gun on you. And we don't know any of this stuff about Mariah. Like, she's not wanted for murder. She hasn't beaten up 2 cops and thrown them into their own car. So she's still trying to figure out, like, the whole big picture. But there's so much evidence and there's so much so focused on Luke. It's like all this other stuff doesn't matter to them. And clearly it really should, because we have, who knows really what Mariah's going to do, but Diamondback is now like the big bad, and who knows what the heck he's going to do, because he just seems nuts. So, a lot of different directions for where this next episode can go, but I'm certainly excited for it. Naturally, I definitely want to know what you guys thought about it, so please comment below, let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts, and I want to know what you guys think about Diamondback, because I feel like this was really the episode where we got to see like just how he operates and him shooting the guy and putting the gun on Shades, which I thought Shades was only doing his job this whole series. And then he's like, why shouldn't I shoot you in the face? I'm like, what did he even remotely do wrong outside of like the very minute thing of kind of taking over the club a little bit? Like, that's such a small endeavor, I would think, for Diamondback. I would think that was nothing. And then he like kind of lost it on like, why shouldn't I just like shoot you in the face and kill you right now? So I don't know. I like his character. I feel like we saw quite a bit more of him. And, the extra stuff, with, like Luke mentioned, about him kind of being crazy and, like, he can't possibly be his brother, which he might very well be. And, like I said, they have that whole little mystery thing, what's going on there, and how they are actually related and aren't just, best friends. So, I don't know. I like his character. I like what we got to see in this. Want to know, what you guys thought about the extra info that we got on him, and of course, what you guys thought about the episode in general. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.